Hello. There we go.
Can you hear me, Bernadette?
Yes, now I hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey.
Yeah, okay. So this is going to be like the secondary, but I'm going to be focused on the Instagram.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So just get the Instagram all set up.
Cool.
And then we are good to go.
Let's do it.
Yes, ma'am. I need another fan that's not so intrusive.
I love your head wrap. It looks cute.
Thank you so much. Let me do my whole night. Excuse me. All right, Insta. Go ahead and put our little title in here. Hey, whoever's watching on Facebook and YouTube, we are getting to it. Y'all know how I do. We're going to put this title in Instagram. Treat your body and mind like the temple they are.
And with does how you bring me in affect the fact that they'll see that both of us are live at the same time?
Not at all. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Instagram ain't playing me today. Yes.
What usually happens?
Sometimes I'll have to go like live. Sometimes I'll type everything in and press go live, and then it'll tell me to go live again. So
okay, I see you.
So I'm going to probably turn this one down because I'm going to feedback. So let me turn this one down.
Let me do the same.
So I'm going to probably turn this one down because I'm going to feedback.
Yeah.
So let me turn this one down. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Hey y'all, everybody coming in. How y'all doing? So turn one of your devices down.
I hope all
or the computer.
I went out my stream.
Got it?
There we go.
Let me silence my phone.
So turn one of your devices down, either the iPad or the computer.
Mine? Are you still hearing feedback from me?
Got
it?
You're hearing feedback from me?
You know what? I need to turn my volume all the way down, which I thought I just did.
Ooh. Silence my phone.
Yeah. Okay, my phone is muted. So turn the computer down and leave the phone.
You know what? I need to turn my volume all the way down. Which I thought I just did.
Turn this down.
Okay, my phone is muted. So turn the computer down and leave the phone.
Turn my phone down. That's what I did.
Is that my connection or yours?
Hold on. I'm turning everything. I'm turning it down now. I thought it was down.
Okay. Yeah, so my computer is all the way down.
Okay, maybe it's me. I'm trying to see how I can do this. I don't want to.
Sometimes I'll have to go.
I'm trying to turn my phone down. I turned it all the way down. Phone mute. Phone is silent. I want everything down. I think I got it now. I think it's all down now. Okay. Yep, got it. All right. I got it all settled now. Hey.
Hey.
Okay. What's up? I was able to settle everything down on the phone, so everything should be all right on the phone. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So let me get into this intro.
Yes.
Yes. T-John, not the ink. Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Bernadette Henry of Make It Fun NYC, where I make jump rope and exercise as a whole more fun and exciting for anyone looking to live a healthy and active lifestyle. And I am here with Emara Grainer, also known as the Endurance Mama. Okay. And today we are here to talk about treat your body and mind like the temple they are. And we're going to be talking about wellness and coming really from the holistic perspective, right? And the reason why is that because so many women are focused on this body type or looking a certain way that they totally forget the other factors that play into wellness. Now we're going to get into this, but I just wanted to give you a little summary of what we'll be talking about, right? So about our guest Emara, right? She is a mother, a fitness professional, a holistic empowerment coach. She's a super energetic mom. Okay, so that's one of the things I love about her. Her energy, as y'all see, I am all wired up. This is Emara. Okay, she found her way to her dream career after deciding to quit her job, her hospital counseling job, while on maternity leave. Okay, she teaches fitness classes, she coaches, she hosts events, she has workshops, she makes clothes, she makes pouches. Okay, and I almost had a heart attack, y'all, because I lost this for like 3 or 4 days. And I was like, where is my pouch? Yes. So we got Emara. I'm going to let her give you, I kind of gave y'all a watered down version of who she is, but I want her in all her glory to tell y'all who she is, and then we're going to get started. So for everybody that's here, thank you so much for tuning in. There may be a lot of comments rolling on the screen. So if you have any questions during the broadcast, please feel free to put them in the question box that's to the bottom of the right of your screen. Also, if you're following Emara and you're not following me, you want to follow, just click on the little arrow on the top and follow me. Or if you're my follower and you want to check out Emara, which you should, click the arrow button on the top of the screen and you'll be able to follow her without leaving the broadcast. So Emara, introduce yourself.
Yes. First, I want to make sure that you can hear me clearly.
Yes.
Okay. Yay! And second of all, you didn't do a bad job. You actually did a pretty good job. So my name is Emara Granger. I'm a holistic women's empowerment coach, and I specialize in helping women to look and feel their best from the inside out, right? I say inside first. Inside first because that's where it starts. That's the center of all of everything, right? All the growth that we want to do, the beauty and the physical fitness that we want to achieve on the outside, it has to start from the inside. So I also did say that I focus on helping women look good on the outside, right? I'm also a fashion designer and a jewelry designer. I make handmade side-eye clothing and really funky jewelry, and I help you to look amazing on the outside as well.
Yes. I absolutely love it. Okay, so a lot of people here are on Instagram, and of course, a lot of people that follow either of us are probably attracted to us because of the fitness component. If you go to Emara's page, she's dancing a lot, right? And if you come to my page, I'm jumping a lot, right? But in the midst of it all, she's always providing some kind of education to empower and uplift women. And I do the same. Probably not as frequently, but I do the same, okay? Because at the end of the day, we all not only want to look good, but we should feel good, okay? And let me talk about wellness, right? And the simple terms, wellness is the state of being in good health, okay? And there are so many components, but the components that I'll mention today is, please wave at them. The components that we have are mental, emotional, physical, social, and spiritual. And guess what? They all must be in sync for us to function at our higher self, okay? And to give y'all some more technical definitions of wellness, wellness is the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain better physical and mental health and outcomes so that instead of just surviving, you're thriving. It's also the realization of our true potential to live a happier, healthy, more successful existence. Okay. So this is why I always mention wellness and why I always tell you that I no longer come and talk about jump rope and exercise for fitness. But yes, it's a great component of fitness, but it's really also for the wellness. So you want to talk about that a bit?
Yes. Let me take off my Wi-Fi. You're freezing. I'm not sure if it's me or you.
Yeah. I want it.
Is that am I coming in clear?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your screen is frozen on the bottom.
No, mine is frozen. Okay, how about now?
Good.
Okay, interesting, right? All right. So repeat yourself. Sorry, because you were frozen when you asked me the question.
Okay, so I was talking about how, even though I do like a lot of jump rope, and jump rope is a great fitness activity, I no longer talk about jumping rope from a fitness perspective. I like to talk about it from a wellness perspective because jump rope actually helps me with not only just my physical wellness, but it helps me like clear my emotions. And it helps me mentally because it keeps you sharp because of all of the things that you have to do while you're jumping rope, right? And I know that you talk about dance from the wellness perspective as well, specifically holistic, which I definitely want to get into, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it from the wellness perspective, the exercising.
Okay. All right. So, yes. So I'm a holistic women's empowerment, and that is by choice, right? Because there's so many different fitness professionals. There's so many different ways that you can do fitness. However, I know that it works best when you are considering the whole person. So what is a holistic perspective, right? It's considering the entire person, the physical, the mental, the spiritual. It's considering every part of you, right? Because everything has to be in harmony in order for you to be able to achieve the highest version of yourself. If one is off, it's like you're cheating yourself. You're really not giving yourself the best chance to really achieve total wellness. Anybody can get results. Anybody can lose a couple of pounds. Anybody can get out there and go and exercise. But I mean real wellness where you're making changes that are going to lead to a lifestyle, right? Not just, all right, let me do this for this month and then, forget about it next month. Or like, let me just, do something extremely restricted or go extremely ham. And, you're not being mindful about it. Once that mindfulness is not a part of it, once you're not working from a holistic perspective, your changes are often not long lasting, and you're not able to transition that into a lifestyle, which is what we really want. Because if we want to be the best version of ourselves, we don't want to just be fit or healthy for a month or 2 months. Like where people are living long nowadays. There's so much technology, there's so much medication. Like regardless of what's going on with you, people have the opportunity to live a very long life. You want the quality of that life to be good. You want it to be amazing, right? And in order to do that, you really can't. You can't without considering the whole person.
Right. And that's the thing, like with a lot of people, especially women that's online and they're older, a lot of them are looking at different other women online and they're saying, oh, I want to look like this person, or oh my gosh, she just had a baby 6 months ago, and oh my gosh, look how she snapped back. I had a baby 10 years ago and look at me. I can't get rid of the baby weight. And a lot of these women, they start to doubt themselves because of comparison. So they look at these women and they say, oh, wow, I want to be just like her. Oh, wow, I want to look just like her. And oh my gosh, I tried doing the same exercise she's doing. And why haven't I lost anything? Why don't I look like her? What's going on with me? And the comparison, it just really messes up a lot of people. And then a lot of people start to judge themselves and hate their bodies and just hate themselves. And then it comes to a point when they are ready to lose that weight. It's like now you're starting to do it for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
You're starting to do it for the wrong reason. So now you're saying, okay, I want to lose weight because I want to look like this person, or I want to lose weight because I need to go get this new man, or I want to lose weight because I want to look good for that birthday cruise or that dinner or whatever. I want to fit into this dress. And these are not bad reasons for not wanting to lose weight, but they're vanity metrics. And if you don't have a deeper reason and a deeper why, then it's all going to fail.
Exactly. And let's speak on that, right? I love that you mentioned that whole comparison piece, right? So I'm going to say it, and I hope you guys have heard this before. You should know this. Comparison is the thief of joy. I'm going to even say that comparison is not only the thief of joy, but it's the thief of vanity as well. You will drive yourself insane comparing yourself to someone who you know nothing about. I mean, even if you know things about them, nobody knows everything about everyone. We all come from different backgrounds. We have different life circumstances. We have different genetic makeup. We have different, life experiences. Like, how can you compare yourself to somebody whose path is totally different from yours? It doesn't serve a purpose to compare. It's when we are. What is the point? There's no point when we're comparing. There's no point because it's just there's no level out big playing field that you can judge from because there's so many different variables. So it's just not a good thing for you to be able to do, right? Second of all, if you guys haven't heard of this, you should look it up. Set weight theory, right? So we are all supposed to be a certain weight based off of our genetic structure, right? So that's why person A and person B can eat the same diet, and person A will always be complaining, oh my God, I can't gain any weight, and person B will breathe and gain weight, right? So, it's fact. Now, can we do things to change that? Of course we can. We can learn our body type. We can focus on our eating. We can exercise. So I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that because genetics is an excuse, because people get caught up in that too. Oh, I'm just like this. Oh, my family is just like this. I'm just big boned. I'm just heavy. So no, I'm not at all saying that. But what I am saying is that we are predisposed to be a certain way based on our environment, but we can do the work, and make healthy lifestyle changes to achieve whatever body that we want to. But comparison isn't it, and hating your body isn't it. I mean, you can't really tap into your power from a place of hate.
Right.
You just can't.
Oh, I love that.
You can't tap into your real power from a place of hate. You have to wherever you go, you're carrying yourself with you. So you better get to know yourself, and you better get to like yourself, and you better get to, you better get comfortable with yourself. You can't go ahead and do the difficult things like changing your eating and exercising. And I'm gonna say yes, they are difficult, right? I'm gonna say those things are difficult. We take it a little bit too lightly and make it like, oh, even as a fitness professional, oh, just go get on the treadmill, oh, just stop eating, oh, it's nothing. Are you kidding me? You're talking about people who have years of bad eating habits. You're talking about people who sometimes came out the womb and their parents were feeding them, badly. They grew up their entire 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years of eating a diet that really doesn't serve them. 40 years of never exercising. So it's not as simple as just get on the treadmill. Just eat healthy. It's not that simple. It does take work. It does take acceptance. It does take love. It does take, patience. And when you do things with love and you can learn to accept yourself where you're at, it makes the journey easier when you can just say, hey, this is where I am. And you know what? Thank God that I am healthy enough to be able to go on this journey. Thank God that I can, get up and change my diet and get up and move, because we also forget that, there's people who they can't move. That's not an option. It's not an option to get up and exercise. It's not an option really to change their diet either. Like, so gratitude, love, acceptance, all those things will definitely help to make your journey easier. But getting up and saying, I hate myself, I hate my body, I hate the way that I look. Okay, how you speak, right? How you speak and what you think about yourself will fuel your actions. Have you ever done anything loving for something that you hate? Have you done anything loving for something that you hate? No. You're not going to act out of love for something that you hate. If you hate something, you want to be away from it. You don't want to deal with it. You want to just, you want to act like it's not there. So you can't, rise above and be that self. Talk about you hate yourself. You hate the way that you look. Those words that you're speaking, or it doesn't even have to come from the mouth. Those thoughts that you're thinking in your head, your actions will follow. And you won't do the work, and you won't make changes, because in your head, you already think you're not worth it.
Yeah. And this is why the emotional and the mental piece is very important, because a lot of times, as you said, we have these bad habits that some of us may have grew up with, or that we're currently doing, right? But if emotionally you have some baggage, some issues that you haven't dealt with, guess what? You're going to go back to what prompted you during that time, right? So here you are saying, okay, I know I need to walk or dance or whatever form of movement you like. And then, you get depressed again because you just haven't dealt with it. And then, okay, I'm going to go back to eating that kind of Haagen-Dazs ice cream every night like I used to. So it's like your body knows one thing, or your mind knows one thing, but your emotions are like, you're going to feed this, okay? You're going to feed into that, right? And then mentally, when you're stuck, when your mind is just all over the place, it's like what you need to do, but you're not going to have that willpower. It's like, okay, yeah, I know I have to get up at 7 o'clock and do my exercise, but mentally, whatever, I don't feel like it today, I'm not going to do it. So when you have no power over your emotions and your mental state, that's always going to win, no matter what you feel that you need to do. And this is why I always say that the power of that why is critical. If your why is vain, like I said before, you want to fit into a dress, you want to look good for your cruise, you want to look good for your birthday, you want to get a new man, guess what? If you're not happy, if you're not like happy and confident and satisfied with yourself, no matter if you lose like 150 pounds in 2 years or whatever the case may be, you're going to gain it all back.
Right.
Because number one, you haven't dealt with whatever you're dealing with, number one, or two, you went and did some kind of quick fix that just got you where you needed to be at that moment.
And another thing, and another thing is that the weight that you lose, right? Even if you are on the right path and you're eating healthy and you're doing well, right? If your happiness is going to be defined by how much you weigh, that's always going to be a problem, because even if you do stay on a healthy path, your body is still subject to change. You're
Right.
still subject to possibly gaining that weight back. Especially us as women, we go through so many things. We have so many things on our plate, you know. I have met women where it's like, it's not because they're, you know, and that's it's not everybody's story that everybody doesn't work out and everybody doesn't eat right. That's not everybody's story. There's some women who have really been plagued by health issues. You know, I've met women where it's like, you know, they feel like their body's being attacked by fibroids, you know, and that's why they're putting on weight. Or they have thyroid disorder. That's why they're putting on weight. You know, they have hernias, or, you know, maybe they get injured on the job or something, and you know, that then they start gaining weight. Issues at home, family issues, the demands of motherhood, you know, divorces or from husbands, or bad relationships. So if that's the total soul, you know, being of your happiness, you got a problem. Because to go through life, you know, it's not like it's going to be this perfect thing and you're going to maintain a perfect weight throughout your entire life. Even if you are being healthy, like weight fluctuates, right? There are healthy fluctuations where you go up and down. I'm not talking about you climbing every year, like next year is 20 pounds and 30 pounds and 40 pounds and 50 pounds. Let's get that clear. That's not what I'm saying. That's not a fluctuation. That is a gradual or quick weight gain, right?
Right.
That's a problem. But your weight naturally goes up and down by a couple of pounds. I mean, heck, you could be one weight and you go out and have a good weekend with your friends, and it's like, oh shoot, and then you're back to your normal weight a couple of days later. So it's just, there's just too many things that come into play when it's with weight. So that can't be the source of your happiness. And you said something else I wanted to touch on in terms of habits, right?
Right.
Of you, if you're not getting to the source of what it is, that you're going to just go back to it. I'm very familiar with that due to my previous. I'm not sure why my light keeps going in and out. It's annoying.
Mine too.
Yours too. I'm like tap tap tap. Anyway, due to my previous work in addictions, right? So before, I know you wanted to touch on this, so let's just jump right into it. So before leaving my job and becoming a full-time fitness professional, right? And I'll say that people were like, it's so crazy. People are like, oh, so what do you do? Like, yeah, this is my full-time thing. I'm a full-time fitness professional, fashion designer, jewelry designer. That is my full-time everything. I don't have anything else. But before doing this, I was a master's level counselor, and I worked for about 7 years with some of the toughest populations, mostly in addiction, right? Drug addiction, you name it. You know, I worked with the clients who did it. Alcohol, crack, cocaine, what's up, K2, what else did you do? Heroin. I've seen it all. Like, you know, pills. Yes. Oh my goodness. That heavy on that, on my last position, which was in a methadone clinic. So you name it, I've seen it, and I've seen how addiction affects people's lifestyle. We are creatures of habit, and it's so hard to break habits. That's why, like, you know, I'd see people, and you know, I could look at their history, and it's like, oh my goodness, like they went to treatment, you know, 5 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago. And they came back 5 years later, and they came back 5 years later, and then they're 60 years old and they're back now. You know, it's the same thing with us. You know, we want to think that we don't have the same issues, you know, as people in treatment or people going through other things that are more stigmatized. But it's the same thing with us and food. You know, like we're all, you know, going through the same thing, that addiction to you know, feeding our, you know, what's going on, what's rooted deeper with things that are not really solving the problem, right?
Right.
It's just for us, you know, food is not food and not exercising and deciding, well, I'm just not going to take care of myself is not criminalized, right? It's not criminalized. It's not stigmatized the same way as drugs and sex and other things are. But we're all going through the same things. Habits are hard to break. And, so it takes like, digging deep and looking at what's really going on. It takes, really some spiritual work, some soul searching, if you really want to make serious, long-term, life-lasting changes and not just lose a couple pounds. Because what happens, and we've done it, everybody's done it. You lose the weight, and then it's like, it takes that one bad day, and it's like, well, I already lost this, it's not going to kill me to have this ice cream, and boom, that ice cream turned into you Haagen-Dazs best customer. You back in there every single day.
But let's tell the people that, remember, it's not going to take you one day to gain all the weight.
God, no.
Neither is going to take you one day to lose all the weight. Okay, so if you're having a bad day, you decide to get that kind of Haagen-Dazs, just don't do it every day.
Right. And then also, I'm gonna say, like, don't get a pint.
Right.
Don't get a pint. Like, still be mindful. Don't binge. Like, you can have. Anybody who works for me knows I'm always saying you can have whatever you like, right?
Right.
And when I say you can have whatever you like, there's a strategy to it, right?
Right.
So you can have whatever you like, but that's not going to be every day. And then what kind of portion is that whatever you like looking like? But life is to be enjoyed. Food is to be enjoyed. It's not about putting yourself in a food prison, because in a food prison and saying that, I'm just going to exercise every day and I'm just going to eat healthy and I'm not going to eat anything, because what happens, you're going to break. You're going to break. You're doing a whole bunch of stuff you don't want to do. You're not being authentic and you're not being true to yourself. You're going to eventually break. So, it's about, I just had this conversation with one of my clients, and I like the fact that you mentioned it's not going to take one day. No, it takes, I have some clients now, like we're going on like over a year working together, and I'm so happy and grateful that they understand that it's a process, and it really takes time to be able to work through things. But I was having a conversation with a client about, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? That's what it's about. What you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Not what sounds good. That's what we get caught on. Like, somebody comes and tell us, like, I did this diet and I ate this and I ate that and it went, amazing or whatever. Boom. And then, you're sold on it. But are you really willing to do that? Does that fit into your lifestyle? Does that fit into who you authentically are? Is that going to work for you?
Right. And I'll use myself as an example. Like, I've spent years going up and down, based on whether I was with a trainer, based on my schedule, based on whatever I was going through, right? And last year, so funny, before the pandemic hit, in January 2020, I said, you know what, Bernadette? I don't want to be on blood pressure medication for the rest of my life, number one. And I said, number two, I just want to do something consistently. Like, it wasn't even about the weight loss at that time in January 2020. The goals for me were, number one, I want to decrease my blood pressure medication. Number two, I just want to do what I love consistently, right? And I made a point to say, hey, look, I'm going to do like 10, and that was my why. Okay, so the why was never I want to lose weight, I want to fit into a dress, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Because guess what? When you do the things you're supposed to do, results are going to come. So I promised myself 3 to 5 times a week, I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to do 10 sets of 100 jumps. And that was that. Okay. Of course, there were more things, but that was my baseline. That's what I gave myself. That's what I promised myself that I would do. And of course, I did stick to that. Right. And by November of last year, I had dropped at least about 30 pounds. And I dropped about 1 of 3 blood pressure medications, right? And some people would sit there and say, that's it, 30 pounds. Like, I will be the first to tell you, I don't do things perfect, right? I like my food and I like to do the things that I do, but guess what? The things that I did do were sustainable, right? I didn't go on this quick, fast crash diet, crash, spend 2, 3, 4 hours in the gym. I maintained this with just like my little 10, 15 minutes, sometimes 30-minute workouts, whatever the case. But whatever I did was sustainable, right? And you're
And
not
who
going
are
to
they to
see.
judge? You know, who's anybody to judge that 30 pounds is a little or a lot? And metabolism.
Right.
Like people's metabolism play a big part in this too. Like sometimes, like that 30 pounds is a lot. It took a lot for your body to be able to shake that, given what's going on with your system. Like nobody has the right to judge to say that's it. We all lose weight differently. For some people, losing weight is really hard. It really is. They got a lot of things going on with them. Their metabolism is shot. I mentioned, the thyroid issues and the fibroids and stuff. Like these are things that, not even including the demands of being a woman.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you, I like food.
And you like food. Exactly. I'll share too, right? Because like I said, we keep it real too.
That's right.
So for me, I also have gone up and down with my weight, right? I remember like when I first decided like I wanted to be a trainer, it was like I was in the gym every single day and working out every morning, and I was like, I feel like the whole and then like I started getting into the work side of this. I'm like, oh wait, like I don't have no job. Oh wait, like I'm doing this for real. Like, oh wait, I gotta figure out how to make my own money. And the demands of that with 2 small kids was crazy. So it's like me, I'll get up and go to the gym like nothing. I don't struggle with that. I love working out, right? But the demands of my life and the stress and the pressure, it's like I couldn't even, like work out, maintain. So with my kids growing and me trying to grow my business and stuff, like I would go up and down like based off of what's going on. I like to say like I go from like the slim fit trainer to the thick shit, I go in between it, right? I don't know which one you're gonna meet, but I go up and down by 10 pounds based on what's going on, and sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you have to surrender to what's going on with you. It doesn't mean that I let it all go and I don't work out at all. Never. It's never that I don't work out at all. I don't eat healthy at all. But there's some times in your life where working out and like super laser focusing on your fitness, it's not your first priority.
Right. And I tell people like I'm 42, right? And I'm not going to be that same person I was when I was in my 20s. In my 20s, I had just a job. I had no kids. My stress level was probably minimal compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
I wasn't married, and I was a kid, what I'm saying? I'm 42. So I cannot expect myself to be the same person that I was when I was 19 years old. Mm-hmm. Like you just cannot. Like the bodies are changing, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Right? We have different levels of stress, responsibilities. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 3 boys. 2 of them are on the autism spectrum. I have a full-time job and I'm still building my brand. And I ask myself every single day, how do you do it?
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Y'all like lucky I can sit here and talk to y'all.
Right.
It's a lot. And some of y'all women, you have to stop putting so much on yourself. And this is why I've been on social media, especially for many years. Like since before Instagram had video, right? I've been online. So like I went through my YouTube history. My first video was in 2009, right?
You gotta send me that. I want to see it.
Yeah, first video 2009 that I posted on YouTube. And I have been consistent because I have this Instagram page, but it really started with a page called Burn April 20. and now it's called Bernadette T. Henry, right? I started that page, like I said, sometime before Instagram even had video, and then I created this page in 2014. And when I created the other page, I think I still have my oldest son. I may have had the middle son by then. I was in the gym like almost 7 days a week. Like, because the job that I had, I was able to kind of like squeeze it in the day. So I had a trainer, boot camp, all the whole 9 yards. But the thing about me is that I've always shown up. Whether I was small, whether I was big, whether I was small, with everybody talking about me at the end of the day. And this is why a lot of people rock with me, is because I'm going to show up as like my real authentic self, no matter what. I've seen so many people come on social media. They've lost a bunch of weight. They became trainers or whatever the case may be. Something happened. They disappeared 6 months, a year, 2 years. Then they come back with a sob story like, oh, my sister, friend, boyfriend, cousin, cat died, and this happened. And oh my gosh, I went through a depression. And not to say that these things didn't happen, but it's like, why are you here? What's your purpose? Like, really, was this a show for you, or is just, or like what were you trying to do? And the great thing about me is that I show up no matter what. Like today, I ate a hamburger from Wendy's. I shouldn't have ate it, because when I went outside to jump today, I was feeling kind of full, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But guess what? Some videos are getting posted anyway.
And that's the thing. We have to like show our human side, like once it's so, once it gets like, oh, well, I just do everything perfect, and like you should do it too, and you gotta look like me, and you gotta do this like me, and you gotta, do this, do that, everything will be all right or whatever. Like, it's like, I'm not with that. Like, let's talk about real life. Right. Let's talk about, I'm tired, I'm stressed out, it's a pandemic, these kids get on my damn nerves, I got all this work to do, let's talk about that. That's it. You can't talk to people and preach and talk to them about this is what you're supposed to do, and this is how many calories you're supposed to have, and this is what you're not supposed to do, and you should be ashamed of yourself for this, you should be ashamed of yourself for that, without acknowledging that it's real life out here. Right. And real things happen. Like, let's keep it 100. Life is not easy. Now, also, right? What I don't want to do, what I never want to do, is not leave people with solutions. Because they'll hang on that too. Like, yeah, she said, let's keep it real. Like, so we're not leaving it like that. Well, like, yeah, life is hard and it's just hard. Like, it's like you gotta start somewhere. Start somewhere. There have been times, like even recently, right? I started using, I got a Fitbit again. I remember the last time I got a Fitbit was when I was getting married years ago, right? I got a Fitbit because I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to try. I was walking, girl. I was walking like 2 hours to work. I remember one time I was like, let me walk to work today. I'm like, oh my God, I'm almost late. It took me 2 hours to work. Anyway, I lost that weight though, right? And I just remember how powerful it was. Like, I felt like, okay, being home with the kids really threw me off. Y'all could press some heart buttons if it threw you off too. It threw me off being home with the kids for the pandemic and having, because I'm already, with my kids a lot. It was like, oh, now we're gonna do this all day, every day. You want me to die?
I'd be lucky the kids are still alive. Right? But thank goodness we still here. Like,
the kids are still alive. Yeah, you kept them alive. They ate. They looking good.
Right.
Clap it up. But it's like, so I felt like I just wasn't moving enough because my whole routine was thrown off. I'm an early morning gym person. The gym shut down. And it was like, at first, like, I was good. Like, I was like, okay, mind over matter. And I really, took it on strong. But when it got to September of this year, and I realized they still wasn't going back, that's when I lost it. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm done. And I'm going to be angry. because my whole thing is that I'm like, yes, if I could just get through the summer, everything's gonna be okay. And I got through the summer, and these kids were still here. I'm like, my routine is still off. I was like, all right, I'm mad, and everything just fell off, right? So these are the things that happen. But what I didn't do, what I don't do, what I don't encourage anybody else to do either is like, you don't just sit in that. You're allowed to have your moment. You're allowed to have your moment. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to sit with your emotions. You're allowed to say, you know what? I need to be angry for a minute, but that needs to end. You know, there comes a time where it's time to move on. And it might be a huge awakening and you just get up tomorrow and you're on the right back on track. Some people can do that. And it might be small things, right? It might be like, you know what? I have soda or juice with every meal and I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna still have what I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna eat with water water with every meal, right? I'm gonna work out 10 minutes a day. If you train with me, like you cannot not do homework. I give all my clients homework because the client trainer relationship usually now some people, and I want to be those people. I'm sure you want to be those people too. Some people can have a trainer for life. You know what I'm saying? That's just in their budget. That's just in their lifestyle. That's just what they do. I want to be that person. I want to be that person. Some people just got it like that, and it, you know. But for many people, you know, the client trainer relationship eventually ends. They book their sessions like, I'm gonna do 8 sessions and this is over, or I'm gonna do 6 months and then this is over. So I'm always thinking ahead. I'm like, all right, what happens when this is over? Like, that's why my clients must do homework, because you need to get in touch with, and of course, guided homework that I give them based on their fitness level, that's individualized and personalized just for them. But you need to get used to working out without me. You need to show up for yourself when I'm not there. You need to get comfortable with doing what you need to do so that when and if and when, you get what I'm saying, our client trainer relationship ends, you don't feel like, oh my God, I don't have a trainer anymore, so I'm about to gain all this weight back because now I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just feel lost.
Right.
Like, you still have your structure. You still are eating well. You still are working out. You're still showing up for yourself because, you know, it wasn't all about you and I working together. You developed your own routine on your own as well. You got in the habit of showing up for yourself. So that's really, you know, important.
Right. And that's really key, because like me, I love the gym. Like the gym
Yes.
takes me away from life. I always feel like I want to reach somewhere.
I would say the gym is my boyfriend.
Yes.
Yes.
Because everything is here. I can't focus. So I've never been that person to work out at home. I wasted so much money on tapes and DVDs. Well, we don't have tapes and DVDs no more. But I wasted so much money through the years thinking, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna work out at home. Never happened, right? The only thing that I have done since like 2015 is I go outside of the house and I'm doing it, right? So the gyms were closed, right? And then I'm like, I can't do the gym. It's been open. I couldn't do basketball, which is too much for me. I'm not a very cardio person, and the reason I was struggling. So I had to find other things, because I feel like, look, yeah, 7 minute jump rope, great exercise, great workout, but you sometimes need more. And for me, support, accountability, and community are things that are very important to me. So I did things like I was taking some free classes. I think I came to your in-person class. I've done the online class.
Right.
I'm subscribed to like things that motivate me, right? So there's another girl, Rachel African, she does like African dance classes and some of her stuff out gigs and things like that. So what I did is I purposely signed on to some things just to have them in the back burner, so that, you know, if I need it, okay, I'll have something to pull from, you know. And I was forced, literally, but I had to have the mindset, right? So now it's always something that I feel like I had to do.
Right. Yes.
And it was really hard. I'm just like, well, this is why I joined. And even I joined some program, like I joined somebody's program the other day, and I got to wake up at 6:45 in the morning. I'm still laughing, trying to get myself ready for tomorrow.
Like, did I really sign up for this?
Yeah. Like, so it's like sometimes you have to push yourself past yourself, right?
Exactly.
And the only way to do that is to have that mindset, right?
And to have not just the mindset. I'm going to say even more important than the mindset is what you said in terms of community. Because sometimes you get in that community for you to be able to get in that mindset. Like sometimes we're so, down in our stuff that we can't do it alone. We need a community to help us get to that mindset, right? And then, life is not all about what you feel like doing.
Right.
Life is not all about what you feel like doing. It's not like, oh, I just don't feel like paying my bills. Like I just don't feel like brushing my teeth today. Like I just don't feel like going outside with people today. It's the same thing with exercising. It's not always, like I said, you have your moments, you have your days. So life is not always about what you like doing. You have to get up and kick your butt into gear sometimes and do it, even though you don't like it.
Right.
Even though it doesn't feel good, you have to get up and just do it. There have definitely been days where I'm like, oh my God, I don't feel like going, and I drag myself, and I just go, and I'm like, whatever, I'm here.
Right. Let me make the best of it, right?
Exactly. And make the best of it.
Right. So now that we've talked about like a lot of wellness, your specialty is holistic. So can you explain to us what holistic wellness is and some misconceptions around it?
Yes. So how I do my work, like I said, I consider the whole person. So of course we start with an in-depth assessment that really allows you to gather information about who you are as a whole person, not just okay, what are your injuries, how much weight you want to lose, things like that. But also, what's your relationship with exercise? On a scale of 1 to 10, like how much do you enjoy exercising? When's the last time that you journaled? Are there any experiences that you had in your life that caused you to gain weight? Do you have any mental or emotional issues that have caused you to not be in sync with a fitness routine or not be on top of your wellness? So I dig deep in how I do my work is we have and from that assessment, right? Sometimes things will come up, like somebody will end up telling me, like, hey, this is what happened, and this is why I am where I am. And due to the previous counseling experience, I'm able to use that to help them develop certain journal assignments specific to that area that they can do while we're working on the physical aspect as well. So all clients that work with me, we work one-on-one, we train. You also get personalized, individualized homework assignments, not just something I quote, but I really give you homework based on what you do. It sucks when somebody gives you homework and you can't do it, or you don't know how to do it. So I'm giving you something where you're like, oh my goodness, this looks familiar, I can do it, I've already assessed, and I know that you can do it before I give it to you. And I also give you journal assignments. And then you also we have a once-a-week accountability check, right? So my clients will send me a text message. Hey, this week it went like da 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 da, or a little voice memo. This is how it's going. And I love that accountability piece as well because nobody wants to send me a message and say I didn't do anything. Like I didn't do anything. I didn't eat well this week. I didn't work out this week. It kind of keeps people on their toes and keeps people committed when you know you have to
answer somebody.
Exactly right. I don't like to put it that way, but yeah, somebody holding you accountable. So I definitely work from that perspective, and I'm really I'm flexible with my clients, and I'm understanding of life's true issues. And like I said, there have definitely been times where it's like working out is not the first priority. I have watched people like almost killing themselves working out, and it's like, listen, no, like this is not what you need to be doing right now. You need to be taking care of X, Y, and Z before you can focus on your fitness.
Right.
Like you need to get your life together. You need to get your life together. You need to get sleep together. You need to get your mind right. Like I've seen it. People just falling apart. Like
Right.
trying to chase after losing weight. And that's not healthy either. So I definitely work with people from a realistic perspective, from a balanced perspective, respectfully. I'm never gonna be like, oh well, you gotta do this and that's it. Like my clients will come to me sometimes like, listen, I'm tired, like I work doubles, and I'm like, okay, well let's do this. You know, let's change the routine up and we'll work on arms today, or you know, maybe if it's that bad, maybe it's like a chair workout today. Like, but I'm understanding with them because the alternative is sometimes people not understanding. Well, I'm just not going to show up. Let me just go ahead and tell them I'm going to get bills. That means today, why I can't do this, why I can't do that. You have to really, be understanding of people, what's going on. I also do fitness accountability. So I have some clients that I work with, and that's a phone call versus us physically working out together. We do the in-depth assessment, and I develop a SMART plan, which is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. I develop that plan along with the client, of course, and we set goals for them to achieve within a certain amount of time, right? And that has been proven very powerful as well. I've had clients lose weight, have major mind shifts, help them to get through major life-changing issues with the fitness accountability and phone call, because just really working the issues that have them in the current space and really getting them geared up and focused on meeting their goals and keeping on track with it.
And that's really amazing because everything don't start with just okay, go work out, right? No. It's just so many things, right? So holistically and the wellness, realm that I mentioned in the beginning, your physical, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, your social, all these things work together for its greater purpose. And when one is out of sync, everything else is going to be out of sync. So, everything may not be in complete balance at all times, but the best that you can have the things in balance is the best that you'll be able to move forward, with your goals, right? So, what are 3 things that someone that's sitting here listening today and they're just kind of like their confidence is shot, just because, I don't know, they just have these expectations that they're trying to uphold that's just not attainable, right? What 3 simple basic steps would you have to tell someone of how to get started today on their wellness journey?
Okay, so one, you have to start from a place of acceptance and love. You have to love yourself where you are, right? And that takes some gratitude because, like I said, there are some people who they didn't get another chance to work out, right? They didn't get another chance to get up and work out, or their health condition is their health has deteriorated so much that they're just not able to physically move. So just know, and loving yourself in that, like, oh man, I can still get up and move. I can go and walk to where I need to go today. I can walk into the gym and sign up. Like, you have to start from a place of loving gratitude. Don't ever forget, like, there's people, I always, at the end of each of my classes, I always say, give yourself a hug and thank your body for what it did for you, because there are people just wish they could do just a little piece of what we just did, and they can't. So to me, you could get up, you could walk into the gym. I don't care. Even if you're limping in there or whatever the case is. I've seen people in the gym. They have assistive devices. They have wheelchairs. They have walkers. I've definitely seen that. If you can get up and go, you need to love yourself. Like don't waste time hating who you are and where you are, because again, that's not going to allow you to tap into your power to make the changes that you want to change. Right. 2, get honest with what you're willing to do. Right. This is really something I've been sharing a lot lately. Be honest. If this is what it's about, what are you willing to do? What are you not willing to do? That's what you have to assess before you get on your journey. It's not, okay, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. Boom. What am I willing to do? What am I not willing to do? Right? Not the workout that you think is going to be great or what your friend told you about. Get honest with yourself. Some people are not willing to work out every single day.
Right.
That's all right. Be honest with that. Some people are not willing to work out for an hour when they do work out. That's okay. Be honest. Because when we know what you're willing to do, right, we can focus on that. We can take that to the next level. We have something. But don't go just chasing after like just air, just random stuff with no connection. Like, get it down. Like, hey, I know, and I tell my clients, be honest with me. I have some clients that listen. I'm not doing homework 5 days a week. I can't. I work, I have this, I have that, but I can give you 2 days a week. And hey, some people's lifestyles are just that crazy. People got 3 jobs, they got kids, they have other responsibilities, they have elderly parents that they're taking care of as well. Like, you have to respect what's going on with people's lives. So what are you willing to do and what you're not willing to do, right? And then the last thing I would say is do something. And do it with urgency, right? Like, a lot of times we're sitting down and we're working on a master plan. Like, right? This is my favorite. I got it before I do anything. I gotta order this. I gotta order that. I gotta make sure this comes. I gotta go on Amazon. I gotta get girl.
Use what you got.
You can just get up. And I mean, if you've been sitting on your couch, you haven't done anything.
Go take a walk.
5 times. It's progress. You don't need nothing to do that. Get up and go around your block. You don't need
just some sneakers. That's it.
The whatever waistband or whatever yoga mat or whatever water bottle that's gonna stay cold for 24 hours. This is all just barriers that you're putting in place to prolong what it is that you just may not want to do. You have to why you want to do that, but. Start now. Start with some urgency. Like, just get up and do something. Like, get up and stop. How many times have we heard this one? It's corny, but a lot of people do it. Get up and stop earlier, right? If you take the bus, you take the train, get up and stop earlier. Even today, I went after school. I got my kids. I parked my car in the store parking lot. I did go into the store because I was trying to get clothes and stuff, but the mall parking lot, there's a bunch of different stores or whatever. And then we got some cleaning, and I said, this gives me to walk. Like, y'all sit down, and so I left my car right in that parking lot, and I just walked, like, with them around the neighborhood. Like, I just walked, and then we walked back. That is a form of exercise, right? What is that? I just left my car and we walk. So even if you drive somewhere, you can, feel free to leave your car in the area that you want to, and walk around where you want to walk around, but do something. It doesn't take nothing. Is going to be perfect. I'm waiting for the perfect day to get it. Life is not perfect.
Right. And you know, with the pandemic and all, and not to take anything away from what we've just gone through, you know, the pandemic has taken a toll on everybody, okay?
Yes.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, in all kinds of ways, right? So I'm not making light of any of this, you know, and a lot of us didn't do anything. You know, they have a thing where people are now saying, like how they used to say freshman 15, they're saying like COVID 15, right?
Yeah.
And
I think it's more than 15 though.
oh yeah, it's been more than 15. But fortunately, I can say I did not gain. I actually lost, you know, because I made up my mind before COVID, right?
I went down and I went up, and I went down and I went up. Like it's
well, like I said, from January to November, you know, it was, you know, but then you know, holidays and all that stuff. But it's all good. I'm still doing what I need to do, right?
Right.
But you know, a lot of people, you know, we're eating more, cooking more, doing the things, enjoying your kids, enjoying your life, sitting down, doing the things, right? So this, you know, don't beat yourself up, you know, if you gained weight or did the things, right? But you know, we're like on 2 years now, so it's time to do something, right?
That's right.
So you have to show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. You know, physically, you don't have to do anything like crazy. You can go to Amara's dance classes. Like she's full of energy. Like if y'all like me, right? Because of my energy, this woman right here has some energy. Okay, so this is how we be connecting and bonding. So take a dance class. Like dancing, that's movement, right? Me, I like jumping rope. 10 minutes. I go out and do 10 sets of 100, and then I'll stay on TikTok for however long I want to stay on. But I'm having fun. Find something that you like.
That
Find
you
something
enjoy.
that you enjoy, that you can maintain.
Exactly.
Because guess what? When you can maintain it, it's not going to feel like work. And of course, you know, down the line, as your goals change, you're going to have to do things, but don't let that be an excuse. Find something, do something.
My example that I always like to give, I remember when I used to take the bus and the train to work, and I would watch people every day almost die trying to catch the bus. You know what I'm talking about? Like they almost died. Like they ran across the street and a car just literally missed them so that they could make it to work on time. The commitment that we had to go
catch a bus
for other people. So not show up for yourself will let their health, their body, their mind, and soul deteriorate. Almost get hit by a car to get to work on time.
Wow, that's crazy. It's the same thing like our kids' appointments and stuff. Like a lot of us will put our kids' appointments on the calendar, their school play, the sports game, but then you can't even go to the doctor. You can't carve out 30 minutes of your time to exercise, you know, and it's just like, hello, like you have to be well for everybody else to be well. Exactly. And also too, you have to set an example. Because the kids are watching.
I love that you brought that up, right? It doesn't matter what we do for them, they're gonna ultimately follow what we did for ourselves when they get older, right? That's what they're gonna follow. Like, well, mommy did this for me, but mommy used to always, you know, she made sure that we had vegetables, but I saw mommy eating soda and chips at night. Well, eating soda and chips at night must be good. Like, let me try that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna follow what you do. It doesn't matter how you try to mask it by saying, like, I'm gonna do this, but let me do this for you. They're gonna pick up on that.
They will.
Like, kids are nothing but, and it's scary because I see it with my own eyes and my own kids. Like when you're small like this, they're nothing but mini versions of you. You know, so when they do things, and it's like you got to look in the mirror.
To the T.
Ooh.
To the T. That's like my 4-year-old. When he's taking pictures now, he's always like, I'm just
exactly.
So they will pick up the habits, the good and the bad.
They will. The good and the bad. Yeah.
It's funny, right?
They're watching this, and we just trying to mask it, like, you know, like go ahead and eat these vegetables. Meanwhile, parents is binge eating at nighttime or whatever. They see that. They see
sure
that.
do.
They know, They know. They know everything.
Yep, not by what you tell them or what they saying. So
What they see, what you do.
So yep, you definitely have to, show up for yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. So Mara talked a lot about that journaling.
And also you need to show up for yourself on the outside, okay? Like I said, I help women look and feel their best from the inside out, right? So I do make clothing and I do make jewelry, and I do believe that it's very important for you to dress how you want to feel, even if you don't feel that way. I meet so many people who are like, I'll do this or I'll wear this once I get to this weight. Like, no, you need to dress yourself now. You need to like look like you want to feel like right now. If you've had clothing and you've been unable to fit that clothing like for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, you're frozen. Maybe you'll come back.
I hear you.
Oh, you hear me? Okay, I'm the one talking. Okay, if you haven't been able to fit that clothing for years and years and years and years and years, it might be time for you to like, get a pair of new pants or two,
right,
get a new shirt or two, and like look good while you're on your journey. Like it's not like, and truth be told, tomorrow's not promised.
Right.
All this waiting and all this when I look like this. And all this when I feel like this, and all this when I have this, you might not never have, you might not never look, you might not never feel, right? All you know you have is right now. So, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to be miserable until you lose that 20 pounds? Are you going to like really walk out and not look like the highest version of yourself every single day until you lose that 20 pounds? Like, you're going to, how you look, it affects how you feel, how you look, and it affects the experiences and the people that you attract. It affects your ability to be able to navigate life and to be able to really get what you want out of it. So you need to be dressing yourself amazingly.
Yeah.
You need to dress yourself amazingly. And if your clothes can't fit and you haven't, like I said, you haven't been able to fit in them for the last 5, 6, 7 months, and you haven't done anything to get back into the net, I'm gonna need you to go buy some new clothes.
Right. Get rid of the clutter.
Until you get right, exactly. Just give it up or get you some temporary clothes until you're ready to get down to business. But because you don't fit in your clothes doesn't mean that you're gonna strike that I'm just gonna look like whatever until I can get back into my clothes. Like, we don't do that.
Exactly.
Stop.
Yep.
Stop.
So yeah, show up.
That's important. Like, like a lot of times, even when we're in the same things, we can't fit them. Like when we're on our wellness journey or whatever, it's not comfortable. You're going into the gym, your pants is halfway hanging up your butt because they can't fit anymore. Like, give you something where you can feel good, you can feel comfortable, you can work through your journey with ease.
Right. So so this is why I say, show up for yourself. Heal yourself, right? Whatever it is that you're going through or have gone through, and then clear that up.
And sometimes that means
therapy.
Sometimes that means therapy, exactly. Sometimes that means therapy.
Therapy, coach.
Into a program. It means coaching. It means being a psychologist or a psychiatrist. It's not, sometimes exercising and or just exercising alone is not the answer. You need some other professionals on your team to help you work whatever it is out you need to get done.
Yes, it is. Because I've done it. I've been to therapy. Okay. Quite a couple of rounds.
Therapy, coaching.
Yep. And then number 3, learn a new skill or buy something new, a new piece of clothes or something. So, as you start to get older, sometimes you start to lose your confidence because of how things in your life is now, right? But when you start to learn something new, your confidence starts to increase. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could do this. I didn't know I could do that. Wow. So now you feel better because you can do something. It's kind of like, when people come into my challenges, they come in like, I'll never be able to do that. And then like 21 days later, they've gained some new skills, but not only the skills that's relevant, but it's really the confidence that they gain, right? Because, oh my gosh, I haven't jumped since I was a little girl. Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe how fun this is. Or, oh my gosh, whatever it is, right? Or if you have to get yourself a new pair of pants, a new shirt, something different. Like I love earrings, right? I love like different earrings. So I had purchased some like kente cloth earrings, right? They were like regular, but then I went back on. I was like, no, they got to be something else, right? And I got these all the way from Kenya, right? I have like 20 or 30 pairs of earrings that I bought straight from Kenya, because so now I'm just like, because the pandemic, I really wore scarves and caps the whole way through, right? So now with the earrings, it's just like, okay, Bernadette, maybe now you're gonna have to like do your hair so that you can actually like look nice with your earrings. So sometimes doing things on the outside that's gonna make you feel good, right? And when you feel good mentally and emotionally, you're gonna wanna show up for yourself physically, right?
Exactly.
And this is how all of it goes together.
And doing these things based off of who you are and what you want to achieve, and not trying to imitate or look like someone else.
Right.
So not trying to say like, I want to do this and I feel like this so I can look like her. I want to get this so I can look like her. You'll never be happy and you'll always be patient for the rest of your life, because it's like your journey will never be like parallel with somebody else's journey. We're always going to be at different places. So you chasing after like, I want to get this like her, get this like her. It's like you're always going to be chasing. So, judging your fashion or your progress or how beautiful you look off of who you are, seeing that beauty inside of you, and not like, well, I don't look like this one, I don't look like that one. Like, we're not supposed to. Like, that's how you're you. Like, that's why we're all different. We're all unique.
Like, who's gonna remember you? Like, And if anybody that's watching have any questions, feel free to throw them in the little question box there before we wrap it up. But yeah, like, you have to be yourself or you would not be remembered at all. Like, whether you're showing up as a mom, whether you're showing up as an employee, whether you're showing up as a business person, a coach, whoever you are, whatever you do, to our own self be true, right? Exactly. Even when it don't look like you're getting the quote unquote attention that you deserve, be yourself at all times, because guess what? Somebody there is watching, and you're gonna thrive. Somebody's gonna get you, right? Someone is gonna get you. Like, when you don't show up as your authentic self, you might as well just don't show up at all. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, because you can only fake for so long, right? Eventually the real you is gonna come out, and you might as well operate at your highest level.
Also, when you're not showing up as your authentic self and you're like wearing a mask throughout life, like
you're letting the other people down.
You're missing the boat. You're missing the opportunity. I'm not even talking about even other people. I'm talking about for yourself. You're missing the boat, and you're missing the opportunity to be able to see, to tap into, to have what life specifically has in store for you. I'm one of those people who really does believe that we each have a purpose. But in order to get to that, you got to be willing to do some work. You got to be willing to get honest with yourself. You got to be willing to do some healing. And if you're just never willing to do that, and you're always wearing a mask, like, you can live your entire life and never tap into your purpose. You can live your entire life and never have been able to like live with the fullness that you would have been able to live with if you would have showed up as authentic. Because things can't come to you when you're lying. When you're being a fraud, when you're being a fake, when you're wearing a mask, when you're not being true to yourself, it's like that things are not clear to come to you. Because who are you? You're not being true to yourself. You don't even know who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even know who the heck you are. So it's like, being authentic allows there's people who live, they live like here, and there's people that live. You know what I'm talking about, Brandon.
I know.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's people who live, and there's people who really live because they decided to be honest with themselves and who they are, and they decided to do the work to be able to, like
I wasn't always this
experience
person.
everything that the world and the universe has for them.
I was not always this person,
Not me either.
And
Woo,
and
that's a
this
whole nother
a whole
live
nother, yes, this month of mental health awareness, right? Because May is mental health awareness month. Next week, I'm going to give a story, right? And it's usually the story that I give when I have speaking engagements and things like that. But I'm going to give the story, right? Behind jump, right? JUMP, because jumping for me it goes way more deeper than just taking a tool and jumping rope. No. Jump, journey of the underdog making progress, right? When you jump over the rope, like you have to turn, right? And after you turn the rope, you have to take action. You have to do something. You have to jump over it, right? And if you don't jump over that rope, it's going to keep hitting your foot. And that's such as life. When you have these problems and issues that you did not solve in the past, if you just keep going and going and going without solving it, it's like the rope is just hitting your foot over and over and over again. And it's like no matter what, we cannot avoid stress at all. It's how we handle it and how we get through life that makes all the difference. So yes, next week to end off Mental Health Awareness Month, I am going to the story to let people know, like, this person right here was not always this person. This person went through some things, but I also worked through some things, because you cannot live to your truest and highest self when you haven't done the work.
That's it. That's it. And I'm going to say that's the piece that's more important than the fitness and the losing weight and all that. Like getting to that. Because when you get to that healing, that wellness, you're going to want to take care of your body, because you're like, I know who I am. Like, I know what my purpose is. I know who I am. I know my self-worth, and I don't want to let myself down. And you know what? I'm going to take care of my body because I got some things to do.
Right.
So that, when you do the work, it makes taking care of yourself and showing up and exercising makes it easier.
Yeah.
I want to do the work.
I love it. So that's how we brought it home, people. That's how we brought it home.
Yep.
You gotta do the work.
You gotta
all
do the work.
around.
Yeah, all around.
So everyone, I so thank you for being here. Oh my gosh, you've been here for like hour and a half. Yes,
right?
Some great discussion. But I definitely thank you so much for being here. Whether you're watching live or the replay, please feel free to follow Emara. Check out her website. I didn't even know you had a website, girl. Just saw it today. But
so you can check out Endurance by letter E. So endurancebylettere.com. You can always also follow me at Endurance Mommy, and you can follow at Rispressions, WRISTPRESSIONS, which is my jewelry line, which is all about expressing yourself through your wrist, right?
I love it. So thank y'all so much for being here. After this post, feel free to leave a comment and, saying whatever you took out of this, and share it, of course, with your friends. I should have put that on the bottom before I started, but it's all good. So thank you so much for being here.
Feel free to connect with either one of us one-on-one. Like,
yes,
we're both coaches, fitness professionals. Anything that we said resonated with you, and you want to start a journey with either one of us, we are available.
Yes, we are. Yep. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much, and we will see you soon.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You know, I forgot my huh? I'm gonna talk. Oh. Bye, y'all. I I truly enjoy videos and I'm trying to learn how to get better coordination. You're very much welcome. You're very much welcome. So